员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发，让舒适无处不在。
轩辕、赤霄、龙渊、干将、默写、纯君、成瘾，引领市场，肯定未来，林肯球杆。
我在给胜利者沙发拍广告，他们要求我这样，但我却想这样。真正好品质，经得起推敲。胜利者高端台球沙发。
卓越商城优质台球配件在线购物平台，乔氏甄选，品质无忧，精选一线品牌入驻，携手打造台球配件新品，专业服务团队贴心售后，全程无忧购物。球房配件选卓越，省时省力更省心。
I was born in Louisiana. My mama told my papa, our little boy has got the blues.
You better watch what you do to me. Watch what you do to me.
How much? I'll be sorry. That's for no question, dude.
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝，因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用罂粟胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。 好胶边应塑造，好胶边应塑造。
超级蓝钻皮头职业版，采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠！
今天给大家推荐一款非常好的台泥 H153，是我自己用了1年多的台泥，汗毛量80%，手感特别细腻，走位很平稳。根据我自己用了1年多的这个台泥，这个 H153特别适合我们球房用，一些中小型比赛也特别适合它用。如果你的球房想用一款非常好的台泥，我推荐 H153。
H153走球更到位。
翘课我选布洛克。
乔氏金腿比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。中式八球，俗称黑八，是一项原创于中国的运动，在乔氏的推动下，已走进全球96个国家。乔氏中式八球，风靡全球的中国运动。 均500万乔氏大师赛官方供应商，正红胶边均匀回弹，铸就一流打感，持续助力中式台球职业化联赛，制造好球桌，胶边选正红。
俺老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天要球杆，换一切为可能。2025赛季中式八球大师赛收官之战，利百文台尼乔氏杯2025中式八球大师赛南宁站，全球顶尖选手着陆绿城南宁，甲级赛、超级赛近1000万奖金池，虚位以待。赛事与首届南宁台球产业博览会同步启幕。以沉浸式体验空间展现中国制造，以国际高峰论坛探索品牌出海新路径，深耕南方市场，拓展中国与东盟的台球产业链之路，让中式八球的竞技美学与文化内核跨越国界，为推中入奥、注入东盟动能，书写“一带一路”体育人文交流新篇章。大师赛南宁站由198乔氏台球俱乐部倾情打造。198乔氏台球俱乐部以打造高品质台球文化生态为使命，打造集竞技娱乐、文化交流于一体的生态平台，引领行业生态革新。作为国内首批乔氏官方认证的全乔氏球房，198坚持以赛事为媒，以创新为意。见证中国台球产业的蓬勃力量与人文温度。老鹰胶边，乔氏官方合作伙伴，冠军品质，成就梦想。全球每100张高端台球桌，就有1张搭配老鹰胶条。通过高分子纳米配方，我们让橡胶拉伸强度提升40%，回弹误差0.03毫米。每一道工序全程数控化，每条胶边都需要经历严苛的平整度检测，确保每延米承载10万次冲击不变形。顶级赛事官方认可，精准回弹，每一次撞击释放力量本真，卓越表现，只为成就每一位梦想追逐者。鹰击长空，逐梦台坛，老鹰胶边与世界一同飞翔，引领未来，见证荣耀时刻。精准回弹，首选老鹰。
我是代言人赵卫国，星星暴走，年轻自由。
我是代言人雨龙海，星星暴走，年轻自由。
我是代言人楚秉杰，星星暴走，年轻自由。
欧尚地毯，突破核心科技，从智能车间到高品质球房，重新定义标准，为每一个台球梦想铺好第一步。铺好毯，打好球，不掉毛，零干扰。
职业选手的第一选择，欧尚地毯，掉毛地毯终结者。
当热爱遇上奥斯本兹，精研工艺，邂逅上乘材质，匠心独具，诠释卓越性能，尽显非凡魅力。每一次击球都能感受到力量与技巧的和谐共鸣，每一次挥杆都是精准操控与职业打感完美契合。手握奥斯本兹酒杆，为热爱全力以赴，重重打感，选奥斯本兹。一点是聚焦、沉淀、 一线是专注、艺术；一面是缜密、智慧，方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，与腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小现大，步步为营，丝丝入扣，毫厘间不失方寸，过渡间尽长天地。龙跃而起，潮流之势，包罗万象，读之珠，匠心之作。一线赛事指定台迷丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。利百文台迷，高档羊毛皂。超级蓝钻皮头，黄金版、白金版，采用进口头层水牛皮，颗颗精选，严格质检，韧性好，弹性持久，世界职业球员必用的皮头。超级蓝钻，一专业，缔造不凡。全乔氏是乔氏中的乔氏，全国各地区球房的典范。一句全乔氏代表着球房档次、服务、口碑全部到位，有实力，全乔氏。河北省天翼集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
轩辕、赤霄、龙渊、干将、默写、纯君、成瘾，引领市场，肯定未来。林肯球杆。
中巴转动世界球童 ，Joy Bidders United the World。女士们、先生们，这里是利百文台泥乔氏杯2025中式发球大师赛南宁站超级分站赛国际及港澳台地区第2阶段败部第5轮1至8组第13场比赛现场。 Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liberal and Close Joy Cup 2025 Heyball Master Super Tour Nanning Station. 首先，让我们有请运动员、裁判员入场。First, let's welcome the players and referees to enter the field. 4号台 Table 4， 由来自澳大利亚的杰克麦卡特尼对阵来自英国的迈克尔希尔，裁判员玉林。8号台 Table 8， 由来自瑞士的朱利安塞拉提拉对阵来自蒙古的巴纳人图雅，裁判员李勇。12号台 Table 12， 由来自蒙古的恩铁木真对阵来自西班牙的何塞德尔加多，裁判员陆月。16号台 Table 16， 由来自菲律宾的丹尼斯奥克洛对阵来自马来西亚的里沙哈山，裁判员柴新峰。22号台 Table 22， 由来自中国台湾的刘正杰对阵来自英国的亚历山大奥多诺霍，裁判员刘宇。25号台 Table 25， 由来自新西兰的海利摩尔对阵来自伊朗的希纳瓦利扎德，裁判员刘法恒。30号台 Table 30， 由来自蒙古的敖巴森道尔吉对阵来自芬兰的金姆拉克索宁，裁判员杨玉龙。TV 台 Table TV， 由来自英国的迈克尔·汤姆林森对阵来自中国香港的刘尚基，主裁判何秀红，助理裁判田颖、龚一航。比赛即将开始，敬请期待。
请双方选手争夺开球选择权。请问口令，预备，3、2、1，开始。 刘善熙获得开球选择权。
Good day everyone, and I hope you guys are back on the live stream. Welcome to the 2025 Joy Heyball Masters Nanning Station. This is the Super Tour, which is going on from the 25th of December to the 4th of January, day of the final. But now, all to play for at the end of stage 2 to try and get into stage 3. This is the loser's qualification round. Loser goes home, winner gets into the last 32 of this tournament. On the TV table, Michael Tomlinson from the UK, IPA professional pool player. That's International Pool Association professional. A lot of experience, played a lot of international events. He's also played in these Joy events before, but this time putting on quite a performance is Michael Tomlinson. He goes up against Caden Lau from Hong Kong, just 13 years of age. He does get one ball off the table. Players under the age of 14 playing against male players get one ball off the table. So do female players as well. And this is a race to 13 winner break. Break looks to be dry, unfortunately, from Caden Lau. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting match. If we look at Michael Tomlinson's run through stage 2, first match was against Shivam Arora, won that 13-7. Lost against Alexander O'Donoghue 13-5. And then, as you know, if you do take a loss, you have to win quite a few more matches to get back into the next round, which is why we've seen him beat Yong Tsi Sun 13-6 from Chinese Taipei, and then La Delgad Lai from Mongolia 13-9. So that is his road so far to this stage in the tournament in stage 2. Now young Caden Lau from Hong Kong, just 13 years of age. Hong Kong amateur 9-ball champion this year, 5th at the Junior Heyball World Championship in Australia earlier this year as well. Now so far, his loss came this morning at the hands of Gareth Potts. I'll tell you the scoreline in a minute. Let's look at his wins. First match against Carmile Buhat, 13-4. Then went up against Warathanan Sukrathanas from Thailand, won that 13-10. And then faced the golden boy Gareth Potts earlier this morning. And that was a winner's qualification match. And Gareth Potts won that 13-8. But that is a very close scoreline to have against a player like Gareth Potts. I think it was 5 or 6 rack and runs for Caden Lau against Gareth Potts off his break. So some really strong performances from both these players. As I did say, he does get one ball off the table. So looking at the table currently, that is going to be the 12 that you see close to the ball cushion. And look at how positive he plays. He's not too happy with that shot, but to me it looks like he's got the pace of the table quite good already. Needs to swing around the 4. It's a little bit much. Yeah, I think he was worried about going into one of those solids there. That's why he's overpaced that. Playing it down to the bottom corner. It's not there. It's gonna sit in front of Tomlinson's 7-ball though. Bit of work on the table to do for Tomlinson when he goes for this clearance. That's why he's not, but doesn't help tying the 5 to the 4 though. Went the indirect route, didn't want to open up the 7 for Tomlinson. That 6 needs to reach. Just does. As you know, in Heyball rules, have to make contact with the cushion after contact with the object ball, either by the object ball or the cue ball. What you are watching is the Super Tour portion of the tournament. We played the Division 1 already from the 14th to the 24th. That was won by Kong De Jing, edging out Chin Siming in the final of that one. Really good performance from him. Then we did start this tournament on the 25th, runs up to the 4th. And this tournament is proudly presented by Joy Billiards and Lieberwin cloth. We are using the Joy Q8 golden leg table, steel block cushions, and clothed with the Lieberwin 8848 cloth. 32 playing tables here. And I think we have about 60 practice tables in the practice venue. Yeah, so in this case, Tomlinson has to be careful when he's laying a safety. He has to make sure that there's no possible chance on both of these balls. Because all he needs is 1. If he would have got a graze off the 7, that would have gone. Now 5 and the 4 sitting in the middle of the table. That 5 should go to the bottom corner pocket on the left side. But wants to nudge it out the way, which means he's going to be on the 4 to the center as well. It's a good chance for Tomlinson to take this first point now. Yeah, done well with those few balls as Tomlinson. And looks to be first on the scoreboard. Michael Tomlinson takes the first frame. He's 1-0 up on Caden Halau in this race to 13 winners break match for a place in the last 32 in this tournament. If you have just joined us, you are right on time. We have just started this match for a place in the last 32, the losers qualification. I'm your commentator, Raymond Tillack from South Africa. It has been an absolute pleasure being here with you guys. Do hope you're having a lovely festive period. We look forward to many more great Heyball tournaments in the new year as well. A winner break format, it will be Michael Tomlinson to break in the next frame.
第二局，迈克尔·汤姆林森开球。
He's hit them quite solid. Nothing in yet. Yeah, not making those balls in the center pocket either. That's a very direct hit on the first ball. A lot of power through the pack, as you can see. A lot of movement. But it is quite an open table for Caden Lau coming to the table now. Yeah, it's a nice shot. Just frees the 9 slightly from where it was, halfway down that cushion. Just 13 years of age definitely makes him the youngest player left in this tournament. I didn't really want to be that close to the 6 ball, but he's still okay. Get the cue ball across to play the 14 into the opposite corner pocket. He's on the 14, the top left. Being right-handed, he's going to need the rest for this. Also, he's not the tallest yet, so it would be difficult to reach over for that. Only needs 2 of the remaining 3 stripes on the table. Got him, but fortunate he's on the 9. Just needs the 9 now, and he's on the black ball. 15 will come off the table. Yeah, now some real pressure cooker matches on at the moment. And as I said, loser of these matches is eliminated from the tournament. It's all losers qualification matches on. We have Jake McCartney against Michael Hill. That is on table 4. Mick Hill currently 2-0 up in that match. We have Enekbal Temujin from Mongolia against Jose Delgado, currently 1-1 in that match. Dennis Okolo against Reza Hassan. It looks like they are still playing their first frame. Sina Velazada against Haley Moore. Sina is 2-0 up. And Lau Caden takes his first point with a rack and run. It's on the scoreboard. The score is 1-1. The dry breaks are going to be costly, I would say, from either player in this match. Don't see a ball in, and that's a dry break now from Laukaden, so not able to use that opportunity to be at the table here. Table back over to Michael Tomlinson. Yeah, now Michael will know, especially playing against the one-ball handicap and looking at the scoreline from this morning's match with Laukaden and Gareth Potts. He really has to make every single opportunity count in this match. Chances like these off the dry break, especially if it's an open table, needs to be converted. Yeah, nicely done so far from Tomlinson. Now that black ball does go to the bottom left corner pocket. The cue ball is in the line where it is right now. Possibility of it going into the opposite right center pocket also. Needs us to travel. That is almost perfect. Yeah, that's some great control from Tomlinson off the ball cushion. A little bit more would have been better, but look, in a case like that, if you pull it long, you can end up behind the 10, so rather shorter. And Tomlinson gets his second point on the board with a rack and run off his own. And that's what I'm saying, it's going to be the dry breaks. The dry breaks is where we're going to see the finishes.
天翼集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
So at the moment, 3 frames played, score 2-1. Michael Tomlinson over Laukaden. And again, seems to be a dry break. Players both struggling now with the break on this table. We've got Michael Tomlinson on 1 rack and run, Laukaden on 1 rack and run also. It's just 2-1 visit clearances so far. Didn't get that, went for the ping 4 into the center pocket. And he has left an open table for Tomlinson. Solids in play. Yeah, things were slightly tricky with the stripes, the 10 and the 13. 10 doesn't go into the bottom corner past the 5. Then you have the 9 and the 14 only going into the center pocket. How has he missed that? I'd love to see a replay of that. Just trying to hold the cue ball that much didn't. Well, took his eye off the pot slightly. And also tried to widen the potting angle too much there. Now, if you'd like to watch any of the other games, unfortunately we don't have them on Facebook, but there are cameras on most tables. I can't share the link onto Facebook as Facebook removes the link, but I can tell you where to find it. And Jay, if you follow that, you should find it. So you can go to the website. The website is called live.qq.com. So if you type live.qq.com, it's a Chinese website. And if you go onto that page, get it translated. And at the top, there'll be all kind of sports. It's a live sports page. And if you find the tab that says billiards, so I'm on it right now, trying to follow the instructions that I'm talking about. Yeah, so if you click on billiards, what you will find is you'll find all the Joy stream tables at the moment. Yeah, I did find it. It was quite quick to find. And I do believe Alex is playing on table 22. Yeah, I managed to find that in the time that I was letting you guys know how to find it. I found it as well. So it'll be stream 13. If you do find the billiards page, you'll see the Joy streams on live.qq.com, and it'll be stream 13, table 22. If you don't find it or need any more help, feel free to ask on the stream. I'll definitely explain it again for you guys. Yeah, nicely from Tomlinson. Now has to punch the 6 in, past the 9, get onto that side cushion, widen the angle and come up to the black ball. A few little mistakes from Caden Lowes opening the door for Tomlinson at the moment. And Tomlinson taking those opportunities, gets his 3rd point on the board. He's 3-1 up against Caden Lau from Hong Kong. So far, after 4 frames, just the 2 1-visit clearances, 1 rack and run each for these players. Also, no break and runs because they aren't having the best breaks at the moment. Slightly struggling to pot a ball on the break. This time he pots to see the 3 ball going into the left center, 5 down the right bottom corner as well. Now on table 4, Michael Hill already 4-0 up against Jake McCartney. Julian Seradilla currently 3-0 up against Naruntuya Bayasakin. Temujin 2-1 up against Jose Delgado, and Dennis Okolo 1-0 up against Reza Hassan. It's there, stripes in play for Michael Tomlinson. Now the 10-9 at the bottom end of the table. You remove the 10, which pots into the bottom left. It makes the 9 potable into the bottom right corner on our screen. As you see, 10 removed. Which would make the 9 potable now. Only thing is, I don't think he's landed on his next ball. He's left himself with a tough 15. He's got it, and he gets the 13 off the cushion. That's worked out quite well for Michael. Just there, needs a cue ball to slow down. Slow down cue ball. He's always going to be coming in hot. Problem was the angle he had on the previous shot was going to be very difficult to slow that cue ball down. Oh, if this rolls past the 1, he's on the 9. He's going to be on the 9. Yeah, this is really good at the moment. 1 more pot required to the center pocket. It's there, just a little bit out for the black ball to the same pocket. And that's 4th point, break and run, first break and run of this match. Michael Tomlinson takes his 4th point. He's 4-1 up in this race to 13. Gives us our first break and run. It wasn't the easiest, a few recovery shots needed, but in the end made it work for himself. And there we see it, 1 break and run, 1 rack and run for Michael, and just the 1 rack and run for Caden Lau.
6局，迈克尔·汤姆林森开球。
So after 5 frames played 4-1, we will have a player break after every 8 frames. Be a 5 to 10 minute player break then. Makes the 2 into the center, almost makes the 9 also. So once again, potted a ball on the break. And it looks like the only ball that he might be able to pot is the 9, sitting at the top right corner pocket. And just a few mistakes from the young player at the moment, but every time he makes a mistake, at this level especially, it's going to cost you a frame. A lot of side on that, didn't get the pot unfortunately for him, blocked the 1, but is that going to matter? Doesn't even need the 1. Does Caden Lau? 1 ball does come off the table. Not the best position with the cue ball, has the 3 outside the center pocket. That's a good pot on the 5, comes onto the right side of the 6. Little run through, he's on the black ball to the bottom left corner pocket. You can see eager to try and get back into this match. Referee takes the 1 off the table, that's the handicap ball. Double checks the angle on the black ball. And gets his second point on the scoreboard. The score is 4-2 in favor of Michael Tomlinson. Mistake from both players, but Tomlinson had the chance to take that point.
比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。一线赛事指定台迷：丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。利百文台泥，高档羊毛皂。
Looking at some of the other score lines, I see it's 5-0 in favor of Mick Hill over Jake McCartney. That is on table 4 at the moment. Jose Delgado 3-2 up against Enikbol Temujin. Dennis Okolo 2-1 up against Reza Hassan. After winning that frame, it is winner's break. Lau Caden with a dry break once again. And in this game, at this level, can't afford that many dry breaks. Your opponent is going to punish. As Tomlinson is looking to do now. From the looks of it, it's the black ball that might be a slight issue, but once the stripes are removed, that black ball should go into the left center. Needs us to hold up though. Well, he needed it to move, either move fast or hold up. Didn't want to be on top of the 4. Yeah, I think this is going to be a real fight between these two players. It's all or nothing at the moment, at this stage in the tournament, to try and get to stage 3. It's a loser's qualification. You lose, you out. Have to try and play your best. It's all on the line. These players have come so far already. Caden Lau has come from the international qualifiers, which started on the 25th. I believe Michael did come in as a stage 1 seeded player. And it's their 5th point on the board. That is another rack and run for Michael Tomlinson, his 2nd one so far. So Michael Tomlinson, 1 break and run, 2 rack and runs. Caden Lau, just the 1 rack and run. So dry breaks. Needs to fix the dry breaks as Caden Lau. Those are going to catch him against a player like Michael Tomlinson. As you can see, he's in good form, making the finishes when he needs to. It's not often you see him making a mistake.
10秒。5、4、 岩石。犯规。Go in hand。他们官方暂停10分钟，10分钟未到，排复局他们和他 10 minutes。
And that does take us to our 8-frame player break on the TV table between Michael Tomlinson and Caden Lau. Score is 6-2 to Michael Tomlinson.
马上开始。一线赛事指定台迷丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。利百文台迷，高档羊毛皂。一点是聚焦、沉淀；一线是专注、艺术；一面是缜密、智慧。方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天；与腾龙之势，巧思匠心。以点线面，以小线大，步步为营，丝丝入扣。毫厘间不失方寸，握度间尽长天地。龙跃而起，潮流之势，包罗万象。读之珠，匠心之作。河北省天一集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
我是代言人赵卫国，星星暴走，年轻自由。我是代言人雨龙海，星星暴走，年轻自由。
我是代言人楚秉杰，星星暴走，年轻自由。
Born in Louisiana. My mama told my papa, our little boy has got the blues.
You better watch what you do to me. Watch what you do to me.
Abisa, 'That's for no question either.
均500万乔氏大师赛官方供应商，正红胶边均匀回弹，铸就一流打感，持续助力中式台球职业化联赛，制造好球桌，胶边选正红。
俺老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天要球杆，换一切为可能。中式八球，俗称黑八，是一项原创于中国的运动，在乔氏的推动下，已走进全球96个国家。乔氏中式八球，风靡全球的运动。
And we are back after the player break. The score is 6-2 in favor of Michael Tomlinson from the UK. He's up against Caden Lau from Hong Kong, just 13 years of age. Definitely the youngest player still left in the tournament. He's had to go through some big names to get here. Warathanan Sukrathanas won that 13-10. Unfortunately, lost against Gareth Potts 13-8. That was earlier today in the winners' qualification match. But now having quite a tough time against Michael Tomlinson. The dry breaks have been costing Caden Lau. Not only that, he hasn't been able to capitalize off the dry breaks from Tomlinson, and that has given Michael the lead that he has at the moment. Made a ball on the break. He's at the table. It is winner's break format. Race to 13. And there is no time limit on this match. Got the angle from the one ball to go into the 7 and 12 now. I'd actually like to get the cue ball out of there after going into those. Not the greatest result, unfortunately. Managed to get the 12 out, but the 7 stays where it was. Got himself a long 6 to pot. Problem is, you are slightly bridging over the 7 also. Right next to the 7. Makes the pot that much harder. How's the cue ball? Yeah, looks to be almost pace perfect at the moment. It's Tomlinson on this table. Got the angle on the 4 to go up for the 7 now. He'll have to connect 7 to black ball. That is going to be the shot. Oh, he's played that well. He needs the cue ball to hold though. It's good. Holds on the 10. Medium distance black ball to the bottom left corner pocket. And that is another break and run on the board for Michael Tomlinson. Starts after the break where he left off before it. He's 7-2 up against Caden Lau. He's more than halfway there to the finish line now. Yeah, if the breaks keep working for Michael, he's going to keep making finishes. 5 frames up on Caden Lau from Hong Kong. He needs to make the most of his chances. Hasn't been doing that at the moment. That 6 ball looked like it was going in, but it's not. These are the chances I'm talking about. Dry break, open table. There you see the 6 just catching the outside jaw of the center pocket. And he's got options. He's got multiple options on solids. Has to change the narrative at the moment, does Caden Lau. Starts by making sure of these chances at the table, then he can worry about getting the break right. I wanted to be on the 5. To me, it looks like he might not be. 13 might just be in the way. Now, if he's not on the 5, it'll mean that he have to reroute or slightly swerve around. No, he's rerouting. He's taking the 2 instead. Now, how's the pace? It's not there, and I don't see another pot for him. That could be end of visit. Just a little bit loose with the cue ball is Caden Lau at the moment. Jump cue in hand again. Expect him to get this one. He's jumping towards the 5. Almost there. That was very nearly legal shot, however, but table back over to Michael Tomlinson. The thing is, at the moment, I think Michael's been given a little bit too much freedom by his opponent. He's not being punished for the dry breaks. Caden Lau with just 1 rack and run. So it's only 1 clearance off his dry breaks. Tomlinson currently with 4 1-visit clearances, 2 break and runs, 2 rack and runs. Usually what tends to happen in this game when you see your opponent is not capitalizing, it makes you braver, bolder, gives you more confidence at the table. Honestly, sometimes makes you feel like you can't miss. So then you just keep the pressure on, keep punishing. And you can see at the moment that is exactly what Tomlinson is doing to Caden Lau. Yeah, the confidence is always there with Tomlinson, but now more than ever. Nicely across for the black ball into the center pocket, and look at that. He's got that cue ball on a string. Gets that 8 point on the board. He's 8-2 up against Caden Lau from Hong Kong. Caden just not able to keep the cue ball tight enough in the previous frame. Didn't make the clearance of Tomlinson's dry break. And it's cost him yet another point. On table 4, Mikil 6-1 up against Jake McCartney. Iqbal Temujin and Jose Delgado 4-all at the moment. And Dennis Okolo 3-1 with Reza Hassan. Only 4 frames played. Don't see a ball potted. That is another dry break. Just having a look at the Dennis Okolo-Reza Hassan match. Dennis has just got his 4th point on the board. He is 4-1 up now against Reza Hassan at the moment. Cheng Chi Lu 6-3 up against Alexander O'Donoghue. Sina Velazode 5-2 up against Hayley Moore. Yeah, now Tomlinson with another chance at this open table. What's the 6? Secure solids. Yeah, look at how confident he's potting these balls at the moment. It's not only the potting, the positional play is there also. Yeah, look at that pot of the 4 ball down the cushion. That was a brilliant pot. Using the rest also. He's left himself on the 3, which goes past the 15. The thing you have to understand is Tomlinson is not a Heyball player. This is not his main game. Plays snooker, plays English 8 ball. Look at the level that he plays this game at. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Hasn't come far enough for the 1. But he does have the gap for the 5 between 11 and black ball. Yeah, and just rattles the 5 ball. That was an excellent opportunity for him to go and get that 9th point, 7 frames up. Was trying to get the cue ball safe, well, not leave line of sight of the 5. I think he's left a bit of it. He's got that thick, which means there was enough. The potting angle was there. He's been fortunate for it to go over the center pocket. Purposely left the cue ball behind the black ball. No line of sight on the 1 or the 5. Now Michael looking at jumping this. He's managed to make contact with the 1, but not much else. And yes, table back over to Caden Lau. 6 frames down. Yeah, that was... Look, you can see he's also not happy with what's happening. And then you look over at Michael Tomlinson and he's making position like that off 1 cushion. Absolutely inch perfect. Caden Lau needs to find something in this match. There is no time limit. As Tomlinson gets his 9th point on the board after 11 frames played. The score is 9-2 to Michael Tomlinson over Caden Lau. Now down by 7. Tomlinson 4 away from the finish line. If Caden can bring a few frames back before Tomlinson hits 10, then there's a chance. The thing is, he is getting chances. It's not a total freeze out. He's getting chances at the table. Tomlinson is breaking try a few times. I think he needs just one good confident finish at the table. I think that will change things a little bit for Caden Lau. Tomlinson has found a ball. He's made a ball into the center pocket. Looks like it's the 5 into the center. Yes, it is. 9 almost went. Cue ball almost went as well. Awkward cueing over the back of that corner pocket. Gets the 6 though. And he'll have the 2 next to the center pocket. This is another opportunity for him. Yeah, and at the moment, Caden Lau is not himself. This is not the Caden Lau that played Gareth Potts this morning. He lost that 13-8. But in that match, let me just double check that. I think he had 6 clearances. Yeah, he had 6 clearances, 6 rack and runs. So that's either off Gareth Potts making a dry break or not being able to convert his own break. He let Caden Lau to the table, and Caden made 6 clearances, 1 break and run, 6 rack and runs. And he only had 8 points, so 7 one-visit clearances out of 8 frames. That is some amazing statistics. So he's not completely here yet in this match. I'm sure that's what he's thinking about as well. But as I said, if he can find just 1 good clearance when he gets another chance, I think that'll definitely help him find something in this match and try and make a comeback. Now Tomlinson, I think, as best as he could get on this black ball from where he was. It's looking close. It's looking like it's there. It is there. 10th point on the board for Michael Tomlinson with another break and run. He's got 3 so far. 3 break and runs, 2 rack and runs.
采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检。世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠。
At the moment, Michael Tomlinson playing this game like he was born to play this game. Really great standard from him. Hasn't made that many mistakes. And if he can eliminate those dry breaks, I tell you what, he's going to be a real force if he makes it through to stage 3. The 1's in. He's made the 1. Yeah, look at the bottom of the table, the 6 and the 11. That's the issues I see. So, in that scenario, having that there, I think Stripe's better option because there are more connectors to get there. As you see, yeah, he's been a bit unfortunate with that, but it was a good cannon to get into them from there. I think he's going to have to cut the 11 to the center, possibly. He's looking at going off the black ball. It's not there, and here comes Caden Lau with a chance. It's 8 frames behind his opponent, 3 away from the finish line. Just 1 good confident clearance. That's all he needs at the moment. Now the 4 should pot past the black ball into the center pocket. That's what he's looking at. He's down on it, which means it definitely does go. And the black ball does go to that same center pocket as well. Much better. This is more like it from Caden Lau. He's pulled himself together. He's got another rack and run, and he's got a third point on the scoreboard. He will be breaking in the next frame. Needs to make those breaks work now.
第14局，刘尚熙开球。犯规。
Here was an important break for Caden Lau there. It's a big break. I'm just having a look if he spotted any object balls. Cue ball going straight into the center pocket. Still don't think he's made a ball, and is going to give Michael Tomlinson ball in hand behind the balk line. That is unlucky. 10-3 down. It just looked like he had pulled himself together. Now, cue ball behind the balk line. You have to play forward, so can't play any of the balls within balk. Enough angle on this to just nudge the 12. Yes, there is, most definitely. Can see why he enjoys this game. Suits him, a lot of cue power behind him. Able to do a lot with the cue ball in this game. See what I'm talking about? How easy has he made that shot look? Now the 9. Cushion first off the 4. Oh, look at that. That has played absolutely perfectly. At the moment, the 15 doesn't go into that center pocket, which means he's going to come back for it. Left himself high side of the 14. Now this is all about pace. Has to get the pace right. It looks good. You know, we've seen players struggling with the pace on this table, but not Tomlinson. He's really dialed in on this TV table. Yeah, brilliant stuff from Tomlinson to get his 11th point on the board with another rack and run. He's got 3 break and runs, 3 rack and runs, over 50% one visit clearance rate. He's currently leading 11 frames to 3 over Caden Lau. So do we see a way back? Look, with how quick Caden plays, it's a very quick player. He can put together frames quickly. It's very unlucky that the cue ball went in on that break. I think this frame might have been a slightly different story. Try break. Yes, it is. And in this game at this level, every dry break is an opportunity. Referee saying that the 3 ball is frozen currently to the cushion. There it is. Now solids in play from Caden Lau. He's going to need either the 3 or the 4. He's going to need one of them. Oh, he's played for the bank on the 4. Yeah, you've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust yourself. Look, he backs himself. He definitely backed himself on that. So Tomlinson has missed that to the center pocket, but what has he left? Nothing down table. It's the long 7. That was a tester. I wouldn't have really wanted the 12 to tie up on the black ball like that. As playing that safety, he definitely feels he'll be getting another visit to the table. Now, if the 12 doesn't pot from where it is, you'd be tempted to use the 14 to the center to just knock the black ball like that, exactly like that. And they're all there now for Tomlinson. Yeah, this is some of the best play I've seen from him. Yeah, I can see what a dangerous, what an even more dangerous player he'd be if he would play this game full time. Like take it up proper professionally. Really been taking almost every single opportunity he's got. Not the easiest black ball to the bottom left though. But makes no mistake, it's there. That's 12th point on the board. He's leading 12 frames to 3.
周代收官之战，利百文台泥乔氏杯2025中式8球大师赛南宁站，全球顶尖选手着陆绿城南宁，甲级赛、超级赛近1000万奖金池，虚位以待。赛事与首届南宁台球产业博览会同步启幕，以沉浸式体验空间展现中国制造。以国际高峰论坛探索品牌出海新路径，深耕南方市场。
So scoreline on the TV table, 12 frames to 3 to Michael Tomlinson. Once again, another dry break. He's playing against Hong Kong's Lau Caden. And so far in this match, Caden Lau just not able to find his form yet. He's also been quite unlucky, a few unlucky breaks. He spotted the cue ball on the break. There were a few jump shots where he should have got the pot. On table 4, Michael Hill currently 8-1 up against Jake McCartney. Jose Delgado 6-4 up against Enekbal Temujin. Denis Okolo 5-3 up against Reza Hassan. And this is the losers qualification of stage 2, which means you lose and you are out of the tournament, win and you are in the last 32, stage 3, which starts tomorrow morning. That's better. Nice confident potting from Caden Lau at the moment. Just needs 2 of the remaining 3 stripes on the table. So it will be the 10 ball that comes off the table. It just needs to make position on the black ball now. And this is what he needs to do, is punish the dry breaks from Tomlinson. Fourth point on the board, smashes that black ball in. That is a rack and run for Caden Lau. That is 12 frames to 4 after 16 frames played. We will have a 10-minute timeout. We'll be back shortly.
提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。
老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天要球杆，换一切为可能。欧尚地毯，突破核心科技， 从智能车间到高品质球房，重新定义标准，为每一个台球梦想铺好第一步。铺好毯，打好球，不掉毛，零干扰。
职业选手的第一选择，欧尚地毯掉毛地毯终结者。
超级蓝钻皮头职业版，采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠。
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝，因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用罂粟胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。好胶边罂粟皂，好胶边罂粟皂。
超级蓝钻皮头，黄金版、白金版，采用进口头层水牛皮，颗颗精选，严格质检，韧性好，弹性持久，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，一专业，缔造不凡。
暂停结束，比赛继续。第17局，刘尚熙开球。
And we are back after the player break. Score is 12-4 in favor of Michael Tomlinson against Caden Lau from Hong Kong. Caden Lau at the moment trying to fight his way back in this match. It is a race to 13 winners break format. He's been slightly unlucky, 1 or 2 errors, but he's been punished by Michael Tomlinson. He's been in one of the best forms I've seen him in on this TV table today. And here he goes again, that 6-ball potted. He's not going to be happy with where the 3's gone. Good pot on the 4, cue ball across. Should give him access to the 5. Yeah, it's going to come down to that 3 ball now locked in between 14 and 9. Oh, I see what he's trying to do. Wanted to be right behind the 1 to play the 1 down to the 9. Try and free up that pocket using this 1 ball. Here it comes. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's been unlucky to not be perfectly on the 2 at least, but he's opened the pocket for the 3. He's given himself a chance. Yeah, cue ball was never going to hold off that, unfortunately, going cushion first now. Look at the positional shot he's going to have to play here. Off the ball cushion to find the gap and then come down towards the 3. Here it comes. It needs to slow down as well. And almost the same position. Honestly, with the way he's played these so far, he deserved a better position on the 3 at least. It's not worked out well for him. He's going to be in trouble if he comes back to the table. 9 ball is frozen to the cushion. And the scoreline was 12-3 before the player break. And 12-3, if he gets us on the board, 12-5 looks much better already. He will be breaking in the next frame if he gets this one. Also moving the cue ball nicely around the table is Caden Lau. Thing is, he's going to need 2 of these remaining balls now. I don't think the shot selection's been perfect though. Which is why he's opted for a safety, putting the 14 in front of the pocket. It was a close call there. Referee's called foul. Yes, I know the 10s moved much more, but yeah, it's too close to call. Doesn't mean because the 10 moved more that he hit the 10 first, but yeah, it was a very close call, and referee's decision is final. Agree with that. Could have been slightly higher for this black ball into the bottom left corner pocket. But it's there. He makes sure he gets his 5th point on the board. The score is 12-5 in favor of Michael Tomlinson. So from 12-3 to 12-5. 2 frames in a row for Caden Lau. This is exactly what he needs.
18局，刘畅熙开球。
A little bit more power in that break as well. Has he made a ball? Yes, stripe in. See which stripe? It's the 9. Yeah, the 9 has found the top left corner pocket. This is going to give him some confidence. I think it is the first break where he's pot a ball on the break. Yeah, took on the positive shot. That was the positive shot to take on. He makes that. They're all there afterwards. Now it is an open table for Michael Tomlinson. Now will that be the last shot that Caden Lau played in this tournament? I don't think the 11 pots into the center, which means Tomlinson is going to be attacking it from the ball cushion. Here it comes. It's available now. Yeah, he's played those shots so well all match. Let's watch this again. Off the ball cushion, around the 5. And just nudges it perfectly into the 3. Gets a little kiss off there. Comes out available to the center. Oh, what a pot that is from Tomlinson. So far, this has been an absolutely fantastic performance from Michael Tomlinson as he wins 13 frames to 5. He is through to the last 32. This was a loser's bracket qualification match, and he has managed to qualify. So Michael Tomlinson, we'll see you in stage 3 tomorrow in the last 32 of this tournament. Unlucky to Caden Lau, he just didn't play his game on the TV table here. And unfortunately for him, Michael Tomlinson was in devastating form. Thank you guys for joining us for this live stream. We'll be back tomorrow with stage 3 at 10 a.m. local time here in China. I'm your commentator, Raymond Tillack, for the Joy Heyball events. Hope you guys are having a lovely festive period. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys.